Oh, wow. RIP for this dude. Oh, wow. RIP for this dude.
Hello everyone, this is Moss Hive Network here, and welcome to what I believe to be is the finale of this all players I'm killing at all killers I'm playing as series. I got the words mixed up. Um I guess I'll let the Moris play first, and then I'll talk about the Blight. Yeah, that second Mori was really good. Um, so yeah, the Blight. When he first came out, I actually liked him, and I still like him to this day, but I started to realize that he's a pretty dumb killer. Uh, his power is hard to master, and, I think he is a pretty good killer. In some killer tier list videos, he is, like, one of the top tier killers. So that's good for him. Now, about him being the dumbest killer in the game, there's this one YouTuber I watched about, him complaining about the Blight, and, I actually do agree with some of his points. I don't think the gameplay mechanic is that bad, but his power is dumb. Because if you think about it, what's his power? He runs, and then he slams into things. He slams into walls, and then he can run fast again and run into a wall again. And it's just, just think, if you think about it, it is pretty dumb. So I do agree his power is dumb, and yeah. As for gameplay, about that, I actually can't really play Blight like at all without that one add-on. If you see at the bottom left, it's that brown one. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's like Compound 7 or something. But it's like the potion looking one that makes you automatically turn towards the nearest survivor when you do a slam. And that really helps with my gameplay a lot whenever I play as Blight. So that's good. I noticed that whenever I look back in the tracks, like when I'm speaking right now, when I hear back, I always like seem to talk too loud, and that's bad. So, but I want to be loud and clear. I have to like try to talk quiet and sound clear at the same time. Once again, I do have a list of things to talk about. Let's see. Oh yeah. So, one day I saw that the old Indiana Jones movies were playing on TV, and I remembered, hey, Indiana Jones is a thing, and I sat down and watched parts of the movies. I think the first two ones, or the second and third one. there's the one where oh gosh, they went. I think it was Raiders of the Lost Ark or something. Where at the end, oh yeah, like where he was like fighting the Nazis or whatever, and they opened this like coffin at the end, and they all get their faces melted off. I saw that one, and then I saw part of the one where he was with that kid, and like, dude, I love the part where they're like in the caves and they're like going down the railroad, like the underground rails on the mine carts. It was I forget like that Indiana Jones is pretty exciting. Like for some reason I think it's like just an average like action adventure movie, but I always forget like they come up with these creative things too. And yeah, when I was a kid, I usually let Star Wars overshadow Indiana Jones, or whatever the word you use. Is overshadow the right word to use? I have no idea. I hope it is, or else I'm gonna sound more dumb than. Oh gosh, that'll be bad. I heard that a new Indiana Jones movie is coming out in 2022, I believe. It's the 5th movie, and I actually forgot there was a 4th movie. I barely know about it, and apparently it has to do with aliens or something. So yeah, that's certainly something. But yeah, now that I think about it, the Blight, he could have been a cooler killer, like not cooler, but something that requires a lot of like thinking and skill. You know, like think about Clown. You can switch between different bottles to use 2 different types, and I was thinking for Blight you could like switch between different types of Blight serum to use. Like maybe one makes you go really fast like he usually does, and there's one that makes him a little bit more lethal than usual, but he's more slow, so you can't hit survivors that good. And then there's like a 3rd type of Blight serum that may be like he's just a normal killer, but when he hits you, you get inflicted with a random status effect. I don't know, I just thought of that idea. I thought it would be fun to share. Oh, I didn't even see the hatch there. It made me close it from like a different angle, and it looked like it wasn't even there. It was just hitting the ground. Oh, well, that's enough rambling about Blight and Indiana Jones. Alright. Next. Oh, yeah. So, just for a little while, I think maybe in 2019 or 2018, I've been, learning about this lolcow by the name of Chris Chan, and I'm pretty sure most people know about him on the internet. If you've been on the internet long enough, you probably came across Chris Chan. Oh, I like that pun, New Neoland. It's so dumb. Or something. But yeah, I'm kind of disappointed that the recent situation that has happened. His most recent troll is an evil, disgusting person, and wow, I'm just surprised that someone like that. Well, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that someone like that exists, because I've learned about, you know, different types of crime, and if you know about Chris Chan, then I'm gonna talk about one of the sagas, and it's kind of it's an unpopular opinion. And before I get into that, I'll let the next killer's intro play. So if you are wondering who Chris Chan is, then this is not the right place to be if you're gonna try to find out who he is. Trying to explain who he is or she is, whatever you want to call them. Trying to explain that is trying to explain all of the details of a math book, because their life is so well, not complex, but so convoluted, so there's like so many details that I can get into, different subjects, different aspects of this individual known as Chris Chan. But basically, Chris Chan is a lol cow, which is someone who basically makes themselves look bad on the internet. Someone who's, you know, not very self-aware, I guess, and just a lot of people laugh at them and their antics, and these types of people end up getting trolled. And a few years ago, oh wow, time goes by quickly. That's like more than just a couple years ago. Chris Chan got contacted by these people called the Idea Guys. That's what they're known as. Their real names have been exposed, but I'm not going to get into that. But basically, these trolls, they've done a little bit more than trolling. They have literally brainwashed him into being more, I guess, more open about believing in fictional stuff, because there's like things that people overlook about Chris. Like, they've already believed in fictional stuff to an extent, but the Idea Guys just enforced it, and I guess made him more open about it, I suppose. But anyways, the Idea Guys, they brainwashed Chris into believing more stuff, and convinced him to put all these like random ideas in his comics, because that's one of the things Chris Chan was popular for, his comics. And you would see like edgy stuff, and you'll see edgy stuff in the comics. You'll see like references to video games, and I do admit it is funny. It is funny, the ideas they put in. But the thing about the Idea Guys is that since Chris Chan believed in all these fictional things, they actually blackmailed him into recording humiliating and degrading videos of himself doing, you know, embarrassing, disgusting things. And yeah, they got a lot of things to blackmail him with, and they got him to do, well, I literally just said that. But they also extorted money out of him too. And the owner of the Kiwi Farms, which is a website where people talk about lolcows, they found out about what the Idea Guys were doing, and they got together and I guess got into Chris Chan's account and basically blocked and dismantled the Idea Guys' antics, and Chris Chan wouldn't be in contact with them anymore. And you know, it is good that they did that, and I'm glad that happened. The Idea Guys are like one of the most hated trolls, or if not the most hated troll. And the Idea Guys saga is kind of one of the most hated sagas of Chris Chan's internet life. But I'm kind of gonna go on a different path and say that the Idea Guys saga is it's not one of the best sagas, but it was a good, well, I don't know if good is the right word to use. It was an entertaining saga. It was interesting, because yeah, the Idea Guys are bad people, but if you're into morbid curiosity, then yeah, if you're into like morbid curiosity about like horrible things that happen to people and stuff like that, you would probably be into the full Idea Guy's story and like all of the details revolving around it. And plus the some of the new things they added into Chris's comic is just pretty funny. Like some of the things I don't like, but that's because they added like a whole bunch of ideas. And the concept of people from the kiwi farms, which has a pretty bad reputation, but them being the good guys when they're usually seen as bad guys, and they're actually like helping Christian and getting rid of these trolls. It just makes for an interesting story, in my opinion. How this whole situation went down and got resolved. So, like, if I was on a tier list right now, and I was rating Chris Chan sagas, I think I would put the Idea Guy saga, like, somewhere in the middle. Oh, did you see that on the screen? I said it says Delicate Jill. Man, I'm a creep. That's creepy. Why would you do that? But anyways, yeah, the Idea Guys, it really does remind you of a type of true crime fandom sort of deal. I don't know if I said that right, but yeah, there are people out there that like to learn about horrific crimes that people did. Like on Wendigoon's channel, that's a somewhat popular YouTuber now. He like covers serial killers because there's like iceberg charts about them and stuff. And yeah, people are just interested in that sort of thing. And yeah, I guess I'm done talking about Chris Chan and the Idea Guys. But I think all people can agree that the most recent troll, I'm not even gonna say their name because I don't like them at all, is the worst of them. Like even worse than Idea Guys. So moving on, there is an Easter egg of sorts in this very map that you see right now. So there's this room in the courtyard, I guess you'd call it. There's like this tower place, and it will open up after 2 certain generators will be completed. I think there's one room with a piano in it that has a generator that needs to be completed, and there's another room where a gen needs to get completed, but I actually cannot remember what room it is. But it's 2 specific rooms, and after they're done, a room will open up. It's actually the one behind me, if you're looking right now at the gameplay. Yeah, it's in the outside place where I was just at. Yeah, to the left there, that tower place or whatever building that is. It's a little building outside. It'll open up and you'll see this, like, I think it's called the Sun's Halo or something like that. Halo of the Sun. That's what the symbol is called in Silent Hill lore. And dude, it is like wicked looking. And there's a video decoding it, and dude, I just like that concept of not like evil symbols, but the symbol itself is not like evil or anything, because you don't see anything like it's definitely off-putting and evil looking, but the symbol itself is not like, it doesn't necessarily refer to Satanism or anything like that, so that's good. But yeah, I'm kind of like fascinated or interested by symbols that have like complex imagery, I guess, and you have to like decode it, I suppose. But yeah, that's interesting. And while I'm not, like, I don't really know much about Silent Hill, I am a, pretty big fan of Pyramid Head. And, yeah, next intro, I think. Uh-oh.
Is that a crown I spotted? Oh my god, lag spike at the wrong
What?
moment.
What? Okay, so I pallet slammed the cannibal, right? And he like
Oh, it's the cannibal. They
Dude,
didn't
yeah,
hit you through the slam.
no, yeah, so I need to send you a clip of this. So I was so distracted by other subjects that I forgot to talk about Nemesis, and now I'm on the twins in this commentary, so I guess I'll talk about Nemesis after I talk about the twins, maybe? And I just want to say, I think the twins are they're an underrated set of killers, because first of all, their gameplay is pretty unique, of course, right? And there's just a lot of things you can do with them, like as you'll see here later in this gameplay, you can actually trap survivors in lockers, and you know, you can kind of somewhat have control over two parts of a map at once. Well, not at once, but you can, like, you have somewhat easy access to it, you know? And yeah, I think the twins are just a underrated set of killers, and their backstory is interesting. And yeah, I'll admit that they were pretty buggy when they first came out. There were glitches to be fixed. I will say that and admit that. But other than that, their concept is not used a lot. Conjoined twins is actually like a real life thing that happened, and it's sad and scary. Yeah, as you can see here, I still need some practice as Victor. Now that was unlucky, as the captions just showed. And I guess I'm done talking about the twins. Let's talk about Nemesis. Now, I don't know much about Resident Evil. I did watch a full playthrough of Resident Evil Revelations 2 a long time ago, and a few years after that I watched a Let's Play of Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, and then after that I watched a full playthrough of Village. And yeah, I've gotten more into the Resident Evil, you know, franchise. Like, I don't play any of the games. There's one time I played, I think, Resident Evil 6 or 4 or 5, I can't remember, but I did not like it. And I guess I'd gotten some kind of appreciation for it, I suppose. I do like zombies ever since I was a kid. I liked Plants vs. Zombies. I liked Left 4 Dead. So yeah, zombies were basically a huge thing in my childhood. Excuse me. Always say excuse me when you burp. That I always do it. Excuse me. College has started up again, and by the time you're seeing this, it's probably a Thursday, maybe? That's probably the time this will be uploaded. Last Wednesday, not the one that was yesterday or whenever you're seeing this, but basically in August. The last Wednesday of August, that's when it started in. Let me tell you, it feels so much better to physically be in the classroom I I was okay with the online classes, but I was just failing, and it was bad. So it's so much better to be physically there in the classroom, doing things. And yeah, being at home gets you distracted easily. I get distracted really easily, unfortunately, and it's just hard for me to focus. Did I just do a 360? I think I did. Let's see, next thing to talk about. Uh-oh, this is... Oh boy. Alright, so for a while, not a long time, but it's like it happened here and there. I used to think that all women, at least the ones of the newer generations, I used to think all of them were bisexual, and part of this was because before I left high school, before I graduated, I was noticing that more and more of my I guess people that were in my grade that were females were seemingly not straight. I guess it seems like more and more of them were becoming bi. Like I've seen two girls in the hallway, like girls that I knew for a long time from previous schools and grades, and it looked like they were dating. I don't know what their deal was actually. And there was another another set of two girls that I thought were, or I didn't know what they were at first, but then it looks like they were. It looks like they were that way after all. I don't know, but it seems like more and more women were being, you know, not straight, or girls, and there were guys too that were being, you know, not straight, but it was way more common in women. And I can't quite remember where I found this. Yeah, I don't remember at all, but I remember seeing something about all women being bi, and I bought into it because men and women are significantly different in some ways. Like, you know, they say the sexuality of a woman is more fluid, and I don't know, just in some media, I guess it seems like, I guess it's a negative stereotype that they imply onto women. And I also heard that there's like apparently straight women. I say it with quotes, like quotation marks. I heard that there's straight women out there that like to watch let's just say lesbian videos, but they still claim to be straight. And I really don't know how that works, but now that I think about it, I think they're just bisexual women that are in denial. Oh, did you see that? That was a sighting, a survivor sighting. But yeah, after more searching through Reddit, I discovered that, you know, maybe not all girls are bi, and I was wrong. Thank God. And yeah, it's just a stereotype. However, I will say that there definitely are more bisexual women than there are bisexual men, perhaps. And yeah. Yeah, actually, I'll even go as far as say that maybe there's more bisexual women than there are straight women. And I think that's because of the influence that people have on society, where it's more accepted for females to be that way than men are, and like a lot of men in general want women to be that way so they can have more threesomes. And yeah, I just feel bad for like actual straight women that are like pressured into doing, you know, uh other things with, like, you know, things with other girls for their boyfriend's entertainment. I feel like a simp. Oh no. Nah. But yeah. Um I guess enough talk about that. I don't like talking about that kind of thing on my channel. Speaking of which, the last video actually had a Rule 34 image in it too, and I never thought that I would stoop to such a level. I can't believe it. Why would I allow such imagery to be on this channel? This is supposed to be a virgin channel, a channel. Well, I mean, I guess it can still be a virgin, but anyways, I have, I guess, kind of good news about this channel. I've reached 150 I was gonna say survivors. I meant to say subscribers. 150 subscribers. So, oh gosh, that was silly. That was silly. So yeah, thank you for 150 subscribers. Yeah, I'm not sure how to feel about that. What am I supposed to say? Well, thank you for subscribing. Although I don't really expect to make a career off of YouTube. You shouldn't expect to make a career off of YouTube. It should only be at least should be at most a secondary job, because it can make you some decent money, but ever since like 2017, it's been an unreliable source of income because of demonetization and like really strict rules on what you can and cannot make. Let's see, what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I have been getting into liminal spaces for a little while now. Probably like a few months ago. Oh crap, actually, you know what, it might have been like last year. I can never like keep track of when I get into things or not. Anyway, I have been getting into liminal spaces for like the past year, I think, and it is such a interesting concept. It's easy for me to get into certain things, and I use Roblox Studio, and I've tried making games with it. If you've been watching some of my commentary videos for a while, actually, speaking of which, I kind of stopped development on Roblox Studio for a while, as disappointing as that sounds. I don't know if I'm really just taking a break or what. However, I believe I will return to it one day. I hope I do. I might try out something called Core, which is a new type of game development software, kind of. But yeah, I think I can make liminal spaces with Roblox Studio, and the maps I have already created, or some of them anyways, can be liminal spaces, but I'll get into that in a minute. Next killer intro.
I'm actually joking about that, but like, still give me
What
a
if you aren't?
What if I'm not?
Whoa! Dude! I found a glitch!
What's the glitch
I'm
doing?
running fast infinitely!
In what game are you playing?
Dead by Daylight.
How you do that?
I don't. I just vaulted and I held down the running button.
Take a clip, Larva, so you can examine
Oh,
it.
it ended. It ended.
Larva doesn't mean for this to string.
Oh, dude, I think there's a hacker in the game.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, a hook just got sabotaged out of nowhere.
We mean the essence of the same thing. Like, we both talked down at you with disbelief. In my room, playing my beat.
I still have the haste effect. Okay, I just got hooked. I don't know what's going on here. I think. Okay, I kind of quickly dismissed myself there. As I was saying, I can use Roblox Studio and use the maps that I have already created. I just need to like rearrange or temporarily move some items or objects, and I can create a good liminal space picture with the right angle. And I'm thinking about that, and I also have like a lot of artwork, some of it decent, some of it mediocre, that I kind of want to share with the internet. And the thing about that is I don't really have a way to get it on the computer. It's all like I draw a lot with my hand and not the mouse on Microsoft Paint. You, but one day I want to like figure out how to. Well, I mean, I already know how to do it. I just don't have the resources, maybe. But I think I'm gonna start a new Instagram account. I think I'm gonna call it Mossing Hour, based off of Witching Hour, the quarterstaff, a special quarterstaff you get in DDO. Anyways, I think I'm gonna start a new Instagram account for posting liminal spaces and and posting other artwork that I create. And I'm thinking maybe I can have like the captions of some of the photos be have like a description that makes the picture more mysterious, and maybe like people can connect some of the posts, like the pictures that I put in the captions I put beneath them, and connect it into like a chronological order, like a story of some sort. And I think that would be pretty cool. And yeah, I might just start it like the next day, cause I'm kind of excited about the idea. I just need to download Instagram from the Microsoft App Store. Moving on. I think the Nightmare is a pretty good killer. He's one of the top tier ones now, and that's good because even though I'm not like a fan of most of these franchises, like I don't know them well, I do like horror, and I do appreciate most of their movies and stuff. But I think since they're a licensed killer in general, they need to be like not overpowered, but they have to be complex. They need to, make the gameplay very interesting. they like all licensed killers need to be somewhat complex. Like they can't just be like Trapper or Wraith, because those are pretty simple killers if you think about it. And Freddy used to be so mediocre, like, and boring as a killer, but now they made him better. Although I'll say they did it in a not very creative way. And I recently saw one video that I agree with, that Freddy just isn't really much of himself in Dead by Daylight. He's like more of the not very good reboot. I mean, the reboot in 2010, I mean, there are some things about it that is like in good taste, but I think I do agree that it's a kind of bad interpretation of the character. I like seeing new interpretations of some things, but I guess this just wasn't it, Chief. Something about that I didn't like saying that. This isn't it, Chief. Ew. Ew. Yeah, I was surprised that I bought and liked playing as him, because he's called the Dream Demon, and guys, I just don't like demons. I don't like evil, okay? But, you know, this is a fun killer. This is one of, you know, this is one of the most iconic slasher villains. And when I was a kid, and there was like a lot of Roblox games about the slashers, like Jason, Freddy Krueger, Chucky, and when I was like discovering more and more of them, and I was like, whoa, look at all these killers, where they come from? Like, I remember discovering Michael Myers and Chucky and Ghostface. I was like, whoa, what the heck? And I think I was most familiar with Freddy Krueger and Jason in the old Roblox days, because they're like the most popular, I suppose. I think. And because of Roblox, Jason Voorhees is my favorite slasher. And I'm not a big fan of, you know, Friday the 13th anymore, but I still have a appreciation for it. And yeah, as I was saying earlier, I think all licensed killers need to be complex. They need to have like interesting and unique game mechanics, because they deserve it. They're horror icons. And sure, Behavior can come up with some cool killers, like the, you know, like the Blight and the twins. But, you know, the licensed killers, they're the, let's be honest, like, they're gonna be more popular, you know. And I think one killer that needs more like attention, more complexity, is Leatherface, even after the rework, because, you know, like, Leatherface's thing is cannibalism and hooking survivors, trapping them in a place. I guess I'm not like, I don't know much about these horror films, but I think it would be cool if they had something where like there's like multiple basements, and like what if like all the hooks were like in this, like in these underground basements, and they were hard to get out of, and Leatherface could, like, you know, trap you down there on the hooks, and, you know, just made hooks more dangerous and stuff. And yeah, it's just an idea, but I think Behavior has done a good job with the other killers, like Nemesis, like I just said, Freddy Krueger, the upcoming killer Pinhead. And yeah, these horror icons, they are pretty complex. And they fixed Freddy, and they reworked Leatherface too, but I feel like they need to do better with Leatherface. I'm trying to think of another killer. I guess Michael Myers is good. I mean, I guess there isn't really much you can do with Michael Myers, right? Like he is like one of the most iconic slashers, yeah, but he's just pretty simple. So, and I think the whole stalking mechanic is good enough. It keeps him interesting enough, and the fact that he can Mori survivors without, well, not, I think you do need the entity, right? Or no, you don't. No, certain add-ons make you able to Mori survivors, so yeah, that makes him special. Pyramid Head is another really good killer. He can actually like kill survivors without having to hook them. Well, he has to hook them like twice first. Like the survivors have to get in the second stage, but yeah, he can like literally like execute survivors, and yeah, they won't die in the normal Dead by Daylight way where they get hooked the third time. And yeah, I think Behavior has done a pretty good job with most of these licensed killers. So yeah, good for them. Speaking of licensed killers, if you don't know, the new upcoming killer is Pinhead, aka the Cenobite. And I'll be honest, I do not know much, if anything, about the Hellraiser franchise. I just saw a review of one movie just so I can get an idea of what Pinhead is like, and it was like the most recent movie, so that was a bad choice. It was a bad movie apparently, and I do agree. I didn't see it, but like the points that were made, I do agree with them. He is a really creepy killer, Pinhead is, and he has this like whole like BDSM theme going on with him, and it is unsettling. Like, that makes me like not interested in him, but like the BDSM is an unsettling concept, at least for those who are not into it. And yeah, I don't know if I should be saying this, but like hearing some things about it like does trigger my anxiety. Even looking at some parts of Pinhead makes me a little queasy looking at him. Like, he's just that uncomfortable to look at. So I guess they did a good job designing him. Whoever the creator of the franchise is, at least. I really don't know if I should buy him, because I'm saving up Auric cells, and I do like the power. I like chains, you know, but I'm not sure if I should buy it, because I don't know, just it's kind of uncomfortable, you know. Let's see. So the video is about to end soon. That's a good thing, because I have like only one more thing to talk about. I've been following this YouTuber. It not for a while, because like I quitted him for a while, but I started watching him again. He's called Rogue Internet Man. He does like, it's kind of like a podcast, I guess. They like live streams him and his friends talking, and they have like their characters on the screen at this like office like place, and he has like a retro 80s or 70s whatever background, and it's aesthetically pleasing. Although I think the concept is a little overused, but I can't blame him because the aesthetic is like, you know, it's pretty beautiful. Coming back to Chris Chan, he is a Chris Chan YouTuber, and he does like quickie articles, or he reads quickie articles. Oh, did I mention there's a whole wiki dedicated to Chris Chan? So, yeah, some of his videos I do find entertaining. And, yeah, him reacting to some of the things, some of the funny things, is cool. Fun to listen to, I guess. So anyways, I guess that'll wrap up the video. Thanks for watching, and I guess I'll see you again another time. I might update you about the Instagram thing. So, yeah, good night.